But hey, I just wanted to say that ever since SHOT Show 2024, this past January, when my daughter and son and I were introduced to the Ruger LC Carbine and 45 ACP, we've been intrigued not only by the package, but also by the performance. And it's that Plus P that we're really going to highlight in today's video. I'm surprised more people aren't talking about it. Hi, George here, and welcome to Tales from Target Suite, where I'll share my perspective on guns and shooting, and we'll have an adventure or two that will make even a grown man smile. And let's start off by shooting this Ruger LC Carbine 45 ACP. Oh yes, what a fun gun. And anybody that has covered this gun on social media has talked about the fun factor of this gun. It's a fantastic little package. The LC Carbine, the LC stands for light and compact. It's fairly light, but I will say that it has a chunk of metal right here. And that's not only in the receiver, but also in this giant bolt that runs up in here. In fact, this bolt actually encapsulates the rear 4 inches of the barrel. And they do that to make this a compact gun because it does fold, makes this very compact, easy to stow, if you know what I mean. But it is a substantial gun, a minimal of polymer. And so speaking of compact, let's just compare it against this standard AR-15 type rifle. This one's chambered in 5.56, but if we just lay it on top and we line the triggers up with each other, and we get the buttstock about right, the two guns are the same length from here to here, and the barrel is, even discounting the muzzle brake or the flash hider on the this AR-15, it's still about 4 or 5 inches longer, the AR-15 is, than the light compact carbine from Ruger. But it is a Plus P rated 45 ACP carbine, and there's not a lot of those out there. There may be a few, and there are some, like the CMMG offerings, that can be converted to Plus P with aftermarket stuff. I picked that up from their website, but they don't come that way. And so what does Plus P mean for us? For a pistol, I would say it doesn't mean a ton. If you've got a 45 1911 like I do, 45 auto, the extra bonus you get with Plus P is kind of marginal, I would say, as far as effectiveness. But what happens when you take the standard 45 auto and then you add Plus P and you add a 16-inch barrel? What does it do to the 45 auto cartridge? And in this video, I hope I'm going to surprise you. It certainly surprised me. But I've got a coffee-stained data sheet here with tons of information based on these Plus P rounds that we've got right here. And there are some that just blew me away with the amount of power that was happening out of this little gun. But let's load up and shoot it again. I do have 3 magazines here. 2 of them are Glock magazines, and one of them is this SG, I can't remember if it's SGM or SGW, but anyway, you guys know, and it's the one that comes with the gun. And I've got now maybe 250 or 300 rounds through this, between me and my son, through this carbine, and we have yet to have a failure to fire. And I have shot both this standard velocity Winchester white box ammo, and I have shot those Plus P rounds as well. So let's shoot some more. If you've watched other videos, you know there's a slide release here, and there's a slide release here. But you know the one that I like the most is the one that's right back here, just like that. That last one's kind of tough. But what a gun. What a fun package. And I got to say, I'm liking it. I like the convenience. I like the compactness, as you saw from the picture of this gun with the stock folded and sitting in the front seat of the side-by-side right there. I really like it. It's adjustable to however you want for length. It's also mounted to the back of the gun on a pick rail, a short section of pick rail, and you can actually adjust it down. Comes in the upper position, but you can adjust it down one slot on the Picatinny rail to get the stock lower if you've got a taller optic up front. So, but I'm going to kind of leave the rest of that detailed review to all the other guys who have done a great job covering this gun. But right now I want to shoot it one more time, and then we're going to talk a little bit about, we'll start talking about the Plus P work that I've done. But let's get another magazine loaded up, because I just like to shoot it. I knew something was wrong because the hinge on the stock was hitting me right here, and that's because the stock I had collapsed the stock. And by the way, do you like that new dueling tree that I added? That's from Action Target's. I paid for it, but they did give me a nice discount, and I appreciate that from Action Target. But of all the dueling trees that I have looked at for centerfire stuff, it seems like the Action Target is the most substantial. So Plus P, what does that mean? That means extra power, and I collected all of these 3 types of Underwood ammo, Plus P ammo, and 2 of Buffalo Bore, and I'll tell you what, I've got it all in a spreadsheet, and I'm going to. Okay, that guy was going to go on and on about data, and I know I would have lost most of you. And what's really important, I'm going to say right now, and then I'll qualify it just a little bit, but with 4 of those Plus P loads, the muzzle energy that was created exceeded that of 44 Magnum revolver energy. And the data is there, I'm just saying. And now I know that there are 44 Magnum handgun loads that will shoot out of a handgun that are through the roof with power levels. But the standard 44 Magnum offering, like the 240 grain deer and bear load from Winchester, or Remington's entry level, we'll call it 240 grain hunting load, those things have velocities in the upper 1100s, 1200 feet per second range, and that generates 740 or 750 foot-pounds of energy. And you can see from the table across the very top that some of those Plus P loads from Buffalo Bore and Underwood ammo exceeded even 800 foot-pounds of muzzle energy. That's just the data. And so with that said, there's a caveat. Some of those rounds did not survive the ballistic gel because the velocities were too high. Some of them did. So I hope you'll stick around to see what happened in the gel, because it really tells the tale of the tape, so to speak. But I'm going to shoot those reactive targets with my rear sight down. I'm going to get closer, you know, like in a defense situation. I'm going to get a little bit closer and see if I can hit those milk jugs. And then we'll shoot the ballistic gel with the Plus P ammo. I bounced one off of the steel plate on top of that stump. But anyway, I've got a lot of work to do. I can't pretend that I'm fully developed yet as that kind of a shooter, but for close-up work, I think that's something to consider with a gun like this. Great little gun. Now let's shoot that ballistic gel. .240 grain jacketed soft point, 1,180 feet per second. Let's see what it does to the ballistic gel. Well, I hope you enjoyed that 44 Magnum round. That really over-penetrated, but that's not, of course, not part of the video. There just wasn't enough velocity in that revolver to get it to expand, and so it went through both gel blocks and the water jug, shot through lengthwise through the water jug. But let's talk about what's important here. We have 3 cup and core bullets in the middle here. The Buffalo Bore 185 grain jacketed hollow point, the Underwood Ammo 185 grain jacketed hollow point, and the Underwood Ammo 230 grain jacketed hollow point, all plus P loads, all carrying a ton of energy, but they all self-destructed and didn't get the kind of penetration that we need for a personal defense round. And so I'm going to take those 3 guys and just take them out of the mix. But now we've got 2 left, and I wasn't even going to shoot this Underwood Ammo 135 grain Extreme Defender load. But considering the failure here of these guys to give adequate penetration, I decided to anyway. And boy, did it ever perform. We got about 20 inches of penetration and great expansion in the gel block. Really neat. I was surprised. I would call that an extreme candidate for the Ruger LC Carbine Plus P. And the velocities on that are just incredible at 1,600 feet per second, I think. But then the 160 grain solid copper bullet from Buffalo Bore, that's a Barnes TAC XP. It also did well, got a great expansion. We got exactly 16 inches of penetration. If you notice when I pulled the gel block out, the second gel block, that bullet fell right there. And so the TAC XP load from Buffalo Bore, 160 grain, great offering. So there you have it. The Plus P 45 ACP capability in a 16-inch carbine is phenomenal if you pick the right load. And so forget about all of these. You need to find something. If you're going to use the 16-inch carbine for personal defense, you need to find a bullet that can handle the velocity. And the wind finally got here. But thanks for watching. If you're this late in the video, I really want to say thanks for watching. And if you would, please hit that thumbs up. It tells the YouTube algorithm that you like my content, and it's one of the best things you can do for the channel is to click on that thumbs up, that like, give me a like. And with that said, as the wind blows in, I want to say again, thanks for watching. And even though you haven't seen me very much, I'm still around and I'm coming back. And but I'll see you in the next video.